And with the Islamic insurgency in Iraq, it's very easy to do. All I gotta do is take a bunch of ID videos, string them together, put some Arabic music behind it, put it up there. They love that too. Do not mix opposing groups. And this is why, no, this is very important.
Yeah, it really does happen
this
a
is
lot.
very important because especially in the Islamic extremist groups, they are not, all of them hate each other. At the beginning of my presentation, I showed 3 groups there. They all hate each other. Al-Qassam brigades hate Al-Qaeda. And Jaish al-Mujahideen hate Al-Qassam brigades. The Shiite and the Sunni, they don't like that. And you know, they fight over stupid things too. There's one major group in Iraq that didn't join Al-Qaeda because of some issue with the Kurds. And that's why you do not mix and match these videos together. In the United Kingdom, there was some guys try to be a fanboy to try to recruit people to go to Al-Qaeda. And in the end of the song, they said, there's a music video that was done pretty funny, actually. And at the end of the song, it says, peace to Hamas and Hezbollah. And when that video came out, the people on the forums like, what is this kuffar infidel bullshit that you're trying to say here that peace to Hamas and infidel, peace to Hamas and Hezbollah? They're opposing groups. So it's very important to know not to do that. And also don't put death metal to these compilation videos. If you're going to do a...
you got the example from
death metal is good for white supremacist groups, though.
Rammstein. A lot of Rammstein. I like Rammstein a lot.
Very good for white supremacist groups. And there was a group called Al-Tawhid Al-Jihad of Sweden. They were a fake organization, and they use a chemistry video to try to say that they're building their own bombs, and they got called out. So never claim to never use other people's video and say that's your own group, because you can get called out, and that's stupid. Now this is another method of doing it. It's against the rules of many forums. You're gonna create multiple accounts and just talk to yourself. You're gonna create the teacher student relationship on it as well, whereas one person will keep going on there asking questions, and you reply to your own self answering those questions. They'll build up points between each other, and a lot of these forums actually think that post count is important. So this is one way of doing it. And while you're doing this, be sure you go through a different proxy each time, because if they see that you're the same person, they're going to call you a spy, a CIA agent, and they're going to ban you. And if you're Adrian Lama, you are a spy by default. It's clearly said over here. So after you do all this, it's time to do extracurricular activities outside of the forums. You're going to start building your own blogs and your own YouTube accounts and everything like that, and then start posting them out and try to get people from those forums to go to your own things. So it's really not uncommon to see this. A lot of people do this, and it's very easy to do. This is an example of a blog that was created by a fanboy. Note the flag there's a Shahada, and it's very important to note here. To actually go to a lot of forums, they will ask you several questions. One of them is, this is an Islamic forum actually. So they will ask you like, what is the Shahada? And the answer to that is, there is no God but Allah and Muhammad is prophet. So if you want to get, that's one question they're going to ask you. And they're also, independent what forum it is, what type of extremist they are, they're also going to ask you, name the pillars of Islam. So this is very important to know what kind of group you're infiltrating before you go into the forum. But anyway, it is really not uncommon to see that you can go to a regular Blogspot page or WordPress page and just create your own blog about crap or whatever it is you want to create, and it'll still stay there. You have freedom of speech. They won't take it down. And then once you do that, you just link back to your own post, say, this is my blog, yay, I'm helping the movement. So now we're going to go into honeypots.
Disney's gonna sue you, dude. You can get sued by Disney. I forgot to take that out. Ooh.
No, we're not going to get sued by Disney.
Oh crap! The cameras are rolling.
Okay, so this time we're going to create blogs outside the WordPress or Blogspot.com realms to use our own domain names. So you can create your own you could use a free, you could use like a free network too to do it. But when you're doing all this stuff, be sure to protect yourself because you don't want somebody actually calling you about your blog. And especially as a shared posting provider for these blogs or any of these things you'll be creating. And also, once you post your link to the blogs to your forum, people will start clicking on them, and you can check the backlinks and see the logs and the referral links. So if you see a referral link from a different forum, you now got a new forum to go infiltrate, and this keeps building up this way. And this actually happened several times where if you become a very big member of a forum, you can start causing your own stink on the forum too, just over something very petty, and then say, oh my God, I think the admin's a CIA agent or he's a Jew or whatever, and then you just make your own forum. And people who are your friends in that forum will join your forum, and then you have all their passwords and everything that way. It's great. But, do not do this if a forum goes down, say a main forum goes down, you can't do this as a noob user because they'll call you a spy. If you say the forum I showed you.
How long it stays up? How long these terrorist sites stay up?
A forum typically a forum usually stays up for about 3 months if it's not run by the CIA. And they usually get taken down pretty fast because people start complaining, or they usually see that this is actually a place where terrorists are talking. That's just really for Islamic extremist forum. A white supremacist forum or another group that's not the evil Al Qaeda or evil Muslim type forums, they stay up for a long time. But for these forums, they go down really fast.
Tea Party's still up.
So anyway, we're doing the forum idea. You see the same. You use a shared host provider. Use your own domain name. Just be sure that you have some reputation about doing this. And if a forum does go down, do not associate that forum with your forum because people are going to think that you're a spy. Now, when groups use upload videos, they use free web services. Web services such as Mega Upload, RapidShare, FileFlyer, and web hosting providers. So one way to get information on these groups is to create your own web services. This is a disclaimer I have on this. You could actually make a legitimate business by making your own web service like this. Just have a terms of service there. Usually my terms of service, I just say I don't accept child pornography. You can upload whatever you want. Child pornography and wares. Just the usual thing. That way, if someone complains to you about a file, you have the legal means to take it down or whatever, and you don't have to worry about people saying that you're providing material support. So it's always good to have a terms and conditions or a disclaimer on the website. But creating a file hosting company will require dedicated or meter services, and that would cost a lot of money. So if you're really hardcore into doing this, you do need investment in doing this. But you will get the direct links by doing this. You'll get the person actually uploading the videos to the server and you can find the direct links to the group itself. So this is basically starting a web hosting service. Say you want to start it, you can start like your own service with creating blogs. One of them that did this was MuslimPad. I don't think they're around anymore, but you could create your own blogs. So you can install WordPress MU, and everybody create their own WordPress blog on this, and then everybody just start going to your forum, create your own blogs. It's pretty funny. As I said, I went into the file hosting already. Basically, that's the slide for it. And also proxy services are very important too because they are also paranoid about doing things. So finding a proxy script is very easy and free on the internet, and that one doesn't require a dedicated server. So just create a proxy service, put it in your signature of your post account, or you could either pretend to be a hacker on the forum and say, use my proxy services, I never get caught, and just put it there. And then you get the logs of all the IP addresses of people using your services. And like I say, you can use it for a legitimate business. You can actually make money out of it. Just set the term of service and follow it. If you don't follow it, you can also get in trouble for it, so make sure you do follow it. And like I said, it does cost money. And before I step off and let Much Better take over, this is my final word. Do not go deep into a terrorist network. Just don't go deep into it. You can get very hurt. Never divulge any of your personal information to a terrorist, because that's very easy to do. So just don't do it.
Adrian Lamo.
And you create
Adrian
you can
Lamo.
say just create multiple personas.
I don't know where I live.
Multiple monikers.
I have
Just make
Aspies.
sure. You have Aspies?
No, Adrian Lamo. I'm saying I'm Adrian Lamo.
Oh, okay. And also, of course, if you feel threatened, just stop. Come back a few weeks later. Start again. And now, do you have any questions for that before I go on?
When you're posting to these forums, do you purposely dumb down your language, make grammatical errors, stuff like that?
Okay, the question was, if I post to a forum, do I dumb down my language? Typically, I do not dumb down my language significantly, but I do make myself seem ignorant of the cause, so they could teach me some. And they love to teach you some because they sound so smart when they do it. So
It's like the master your
yeah, it's
Padawan.
a student, the teacher-student relationship, and they love doing that. So a lot of time I will like act a little bit ignorant and stuff like that.
You have to feed their ego.
Also, when it comes to an Arabic forum, I do use a translator. And when it comes to Arabic, when it goes to a translator, I try to post as little as possible because online translators do suck.
Babelfish sucks?
Babelfish does suck,
So
and,
I talk to Russian chicks.
even the paid for one Sistrans translator is not exactly a very good translator, because they did caught me on that one once. They said it doesn't seem that you're Arabic and we don't want you here anymore. But so when that happens, I just remember the fanboy and just post my own images and stuff, and they still like that. That's why I suggest doing that.
Are there specific languages where you can kind of maybe arbitrage, like, oh, I'm one of the few people who knows both, I don't know, like German and Amharic, so maybe I can kind of get some points by like translating from different places.
LOL, what?
It depends on the group you're infiltrating. There are a lot of different dialects in Arabic. You could there's Farsi, there's Farsi, there's Urdu. Depends on where you're going. So you could get props definitely by say if you could speak Farsi and Urdu, and
Pretty hard.
Indonesian and that Somali language they use, you could get a lot of props for that, because a lot of videos and documents need translation, and English is always a plus for the Islamic extremists. Now, for white supremacists, German is good, and German and English. Green shirt, yeah.
Is there a point where you can actually be targeted by the CIA for being a legitimate terrorist, and if they don't think that you're just
Okay, the question is, can I be targeted by the CIA or any law enforcement because they think that I'm the terrorist itself? It's a very thin line, and you have to know the law. Mainly, if you do not provide material support for a terrorist or actually commit a terrorist act, you are safe. You are protected by free speech. So you could post all the videos or fanboy crap you want, and they just think that you're a fanboy. But if you provide material supports, like they say, they come to you and say, "Hey, can you give me hosting services, please?" And you say, "Sure, free on me." That's providing material support, and then you can be deemed a terrorist.
When you're replicating their data to infiltrate their cells, do you feel that you're actually helping their cause at all because you are spreading that word?
Spreading
LOL, what?
propaganda, and
That's what their goal is, right? I mean, they're trying to get the word out and spread it around and give web hosting services, and you are providing that. And you're
well, I'm not providing web hosting services for. No, I'm not providing them directly for them in a legal sense. I'm just providing it for anybody. I just so happen to spam it on their forums. I don't feel. I do not feel I'm helping their cause.
We are fighting a war against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
We're
You are
not-
un-American for even asking that question. I will go so Glenn Beck on you right now. We are defending America, good sir. Why do you hate America?